My name is María López, and in this video, I want to talk or I want to share a little bit about the reckless farming practices. Well, through the years, we have seen many techniques or farming practices that we continue applying and sharing with future generations. The problem is that most of these practices are reckless and unsustainable. So, why do we continue using them? Simple. According to the Independent newspaper on an article published in 2011, farmers continue using those reckless practices because the industry keeps saying to them that this is or those are the right thing to do. The right thing to do to get the best incomes and to get the maximum yield. But they don't mention that those practices doesn't have or have the minimum regard for the human and environmental consequences. According to the Environmental Legal Defense Fund, today's typical farms consist of a large scale and mechanized monoculture, excessive use of chemicals like herbicides, pesticides, and fertilizers, excessive use of antibiotics for the treatment of animals, and above all, the today's farms make an over exploitation of the resources. They over exploitate the resources. So the farmers have lost their autonomy on over how the food is produced. All those reckless and unsustainable practices have degraded our water by leaking nutrients like nitrates, hormones, and other contaminants. At the same time that uh, these does have filled the air with pollutants, and also these those practices have degraded our soil, making a great part of soil incapable to produce. All these problems are causing social, health, and ecological problems. But not just these problems. Um, these practices are also very expensive, because according to the same organization, just in United States, 4 billion tons of soil and 130 billion tons of water um, are lost from the U.S. cropland. Translating this into an economic loss of more than 27 billion of dollars per year. That's a great amount of money that we are losing, or that a corporation or a country can lose because of these reckless practices. Um, the point here is that even when some changes are being applied to improve or to change these practices, we need a continuous improvement. Farmers have to change or to take a different path, moving toward a farming system that is more sustainable environmentally, socially, and economically. Farming need to improve or implement farming or farmers need to implement practices like rotating crops or and embracing diversity. They also need to plant cover crops or reduce the tillage, or apply an integrated pest management, or adopt agroforestry practices or another practices that can contribute to improve the agricultural system in general. So just changing these reckless and unsustainable practices, the farmers will be able not just to get the best yield and the best yield, but also they will able to get sustainability, and this will result in best incomes for their farms or for their families. But so it is this change. It's positive for farmers, but also for the entire society, because in this way we can guarantee that the future generations will have enough and quality resources to produce and feed the future generations. Thank you.